Okay. I'm hoping this is working. Right, okay, it's working, that's good. Had a bit of trouble getting it on because I'm just adjusting to everything still, but and the lighting is weird as always. Okay. I'm hoping everything runs smoothly today, but I can't promise that it will, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm working in Romantic Country again today. I worked on it earlier in the week. Hi, Adri. I'm working in this because Adri actually asked if I could. So I haven't really worked on it off camera, but let me find it. Here it is. I've just done a little bit because I realised after doing this I need to add a couple more shades onto the page just because I want to stick to the same sort of colour palette, but I don't want it to just stick rigidly to that. Yes, I am working in it again. I'm looking forward to it actually. It's nice having a page dedicated to the stream. I'm not sure if I'll work on it again next week. It depends, although I don't think I might have to stream at a later time next week because we're going out that evening, so I could do it earlier, but I think I'll probably end up doing it later. So I'm just sticking to the same colour palette and tweaking it around a bit. How are you, Adri? Oh God, I just dropped the blender. Okay, so I'm just going to get started. I know that other people are streaming at the moment, but as long as I've got some content and things, that's good. Okay, let me just get everything out. So yeah, I was just testing. I have absolutely no idea, Adri. I've got the light flooding in and it is just like this. What I might be able to do is get another. Yes, she isn't she, Adri? Yeah. I might be able to get another light, but it just never seems, because for me it's really. Oh, are you sure, Adri? Sorry, friend. Don't feel you have to stay for the whole thing. What I'm going to do is try and find. Don't know where Tom's put it now. We had another light which I think Tom has put somewhere, but oh, is it? Yeah, I guess because I don't have as many subscribers yet, it probably is a lot more busy. Yeah, there isn't really much I can do. It's so annoying. It's always been like this as well. Right, I'm going to see if I can. I just think putting the light on it makes it even worse. I'll see if that works, but it might just make it worse. I have to say it does bother me. I guess it's because I've got the computer right above it. I think maybe the light goes on it. Hi, Natalie. How are you doing? The way I've got my camera, I've just got to do it that way, but it is really annoying, so I apologise for that. I might be able to move the camera up but it will be at an odd angle. So because it's the wrong way for me, so I don't really know how, you know, like how it works. So see, I doubt that's helped. That's probably it's a tiny bit better, to be honest. It doesn't even, I could try. I'm really well, thanks, Natalie. It's been a lovely weekend, but I'm actually quite excited to have a full week at school now, just to get used to it, because I only had Friday at school. So I only had a couple of lessons, but I think it'll be quite good to, this is going to be a full week for me. So all my clubs, all my piano lessons, things like that. So it should be good. Right, I think that's marginally better, but I do apologise. So I'm just going to jump right in. I just need to grab a couple of colours. Trying to remember now what I used for everything. If you want me to tell you any of the colours or anything, I can do that for you, but I am using quite a few different pencil brands and things, so it may be quite confusing. Oh, that's so lovely, Adri. Oh, wow, Poland. I'd love to go there. I'm not really bothering about colouring everything as, you know, the way it's meant to be coloured. Just because it's just it's a fun page to do. So yeah, same. I've got I've got my Faber-Castell Classics and Polychromos going mostly. And then I have a couple of Prismacolor and a couple of Holbein, and yeah, it's a bit of a mishmash. But I just find I'm a lot happier with the result when I pick the pencils that I think are going to go well together, rather than having to stick rigidly. I don't know, just find it's better for me. Wow, well, they are huge pictures, so I don't blame you. I mean, I think with a smaller picture, it is easier to contain the amount of colours you're using, but it's so much harder on a huge page where there's so much. So I decided to add these greyish colours. Yeah, I think pretty much most people do, Natalie. I just find it's really useful. But yeah, so I added these greys from the Faber-Castell. And then this light blue. The light blue I'd actually used a tiny bit on this grass, but I just felt like I needed the extra colour. So I'm just going to be mixing between these two and just playing around with them. Yeah, same. Well, I think I showed in my June Jux video the fact that when I started out with the Prismacolor 72 set, I was obviously just using those because that's all I had. And obviously when you're brand new to colouring and you've just got 72 different colours staring at you in the face, obviously you're going to just jump in and use any pencil and go absolutely crazy. But I find that I'm a lot more contained now, I think, and I try and have a plan a bit more. Sometimes I just colour for fun. I don't really think about what I'm doing, which is really nice too. I especially find I do that in the Rita Berman books. So that's fun. Okay, so I was kind of just playing around with this skin a bit because I don't really want to add too many colours. I think it's kind of nice I'm playing around with them. So cinnamon for me is a colour that's quite dark in my opinion for a base of a skin colour, but I'm trying to use it. Yes, exactly. And after I had got those, quite a while after, I decided to get 2 open stock polychromis. It was a blue and a green. I probably wouldn't pick those colours now to start off with. But yeah, I started with those. And I remember thinking how great they were. And then over time, I just bought them open stock. I bought a 24 set to start me off. And I think I'm on about 70 now. I'm trying to keep this as minimal as possible because I think it is fun to play around. So I'm giving this a go, this skin, and I'm not really doing too much to it just because it's not a masterpiece, but still giving it a go. And these are also colours that I wouldn't necessarily use or put together, so I think it's also really nice to play around with that. Oh yes, the poly colours, they are lovely. I would love to have them one day, but then again, you know, everyone wants every set and they are extremely expensive. Yes, exactly, Natalie. Yeah. Sorry, my mum was just calling me, but she's just realised I'm streaming. So what I might do is try and aim to get these 3 finished, or depending how quickly I finish them, I will keep going, but I would love to have a quick play in either the Ink House book or Spruksboss. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's the second book by Thomas Love Tomic, which I recently got, and I want to try watercolours or gouache in them. The poly colours are actually really good value. I think the 72 set's about £50, isn't it? I would love to try that. Yeah, I mean, I've been adjusting to what I've been putting on my birthday/Christmas list for a while. And they are considerably cheap compared to other pencils. But I've really got quite a few and I really want to use them. So I think the only thing I was thinking about other pencils, but I don't think I'm going to, but they are definitely a very, very good price. Are they, Adri? Oh my gosh. Well, on Amazon, I've been keeping them to keep track of, but at the moment they're £92 for a 150 set. And I know on America's Amazon, they've gone down to about $50 before, I think, which is amazing. But no, they've never really got that cheap here. When I got my 132 set for my birthday, I think they were about £65. Oh my god, I just realised I don't have a piece of paper behind my work. But yeah, I realised that, and then you're paying so much more for just a couple of extra pencils, but I guess they are still quite reasonable compared to what they were meant to be. Okay, I am. Oh, okay, now I've got the blue there. Yeah, I find with replacing pencils, I only get them if I absolutely have to, and I just buy them through the colour pencil shop, and they come relatively quickly. So even if I'm really about to run out of a pencil, it will come quite quickly for me. I think probably about 3 or 4 days, which is really good. Wow, 48 prisms. I did see some in America, but they were quite expensive. And for, when I was going into the shops looking for the open stock in particular, they never had the full range. So it was quite odd because they kind of had almost the full set. They would have maybe 110 of the 150 or so, but they never had the full set anywhere. Sometimes they had only the 72 sets, sometimes they had more. When you go into our shops for, I don't know, Polychromus or something, they do have the full set. Which is a bit strange considering America is like known for having lots of them open stock. Oh wow, so you've got like 60 of them, that's great. I still don't think I've got the full set. There was still a couple of pencils that were out of stock when I tried to get them on the coloured pencil shop. So I think I've got about 144 because I never bought the neons. Yeah, they don't, do they, Natalie? I was quite surprised, but then I guess it's just down to what they can take. That is amazing, AG. 30% off. Gosh, I'm kind of, the only annoying thing is that Black Friday for us is, I think, like a week before, not a week before, maybe it's either a couple of weeks before or like just after my birthday. So if I did see anything there, I wouldn't be able to get it for my birthday because everything would already be sorted for it. But the sets sometimes do go down, which is why we've got them in the basket to just keep checking. Where else shall I put this? It's quite tricky to decide where to put everything. I'm going to put it here. So kind of just having fun with this page. I'm so glad you recommended it, Adri, because I did start this page in my old copy. I just started that one and I hated the way it turned out. I just wasn't very happy with it. But now I've got my second copy. I'm really enjoying working in it again. The only thing that I wish she did, and I know I could put them together in a spiral bound, but it kind of defeats the point. I wish they did a book of all the 3 romantic countries together in one huge book. That would be amazing. Then it's like the series together. I just think that would be so cool. Okay, I'm going to add some of the pink. Adri, well, I am, but the annoying thing is that I tried, so the name Colouring Kid has already been taken. So because my aunt knows quite a lot about like how Instagram works and stuff. So she and my mum were trying to figure it out, how to set up an account for me. But yeah, so Colouring Kid was already taken, and I really wanted the name Colouring Kid because it would just fit with the channel, and then it would be easily accessible if people were looking for they were looking for my channel name on Instagram and they didn't know that I didn't have it at the moment. So I think they managed to create my channel, but kind of almost not a channel, account kind of quite accidentally. So it's now called The Colouring Kid, I think, and I haven't done anything on it yet. I think I'm going to properly start it. Hopefully I'll be able to maybe have it after my birthday. I'm not sure, but I think the thing is with that, I know obviously YouTube still counts as social media, but I have always, I don't know why, this is just a thing, I've always felt more wary on Instagram and stuff, even though that's silly because, I don't know, YouTube is still the same, but I actually cannot wait to have it, but hopefully I'll have it for my birthday. Hello. Hey Tom. But yeah, that is something I'm planning on doing, AJ, so yeah. Oh, that's quite a good idea, AJ. Well, the annoying thing is that because I'm already set up with it, and they put my email in, it's coming through on like my emails, so I'm getting notifications from Instagram, so I don't know if I'm able to change anything, which is kind of frustrating, but we may just have to go with it, and then I'll still be able to link it in the description and things when I do get it. But yeah, we'll see. I'll just have to roll with it. Oh, he's just gone, Natalie. I think he was just checking something on his computer. Oh no, Annie's back. Are you playing Minecraft, Tom? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is getting a bit harder to see where I'm going to put stuff. I'm just going with whatever I want, where I want on this page, so that's what I'm really enjoying. You'll probably hear Tom clicking and stuff in the background. Would you mind if you don't have the volume on? I can turn it down. Because otherwise I'll probably be able to hear it. You just do it really low and then it shouldn't come through, but are you looking forward to a whole week of school, Tom? No. Yeah, Tom doesn't like school very much. I mean, there are some lessons that I do not like at all, but saying overall that I hate school, I don't think would be entirely true. I mean, there are days that I absolutely hate, just for various reasons, but I would say that I enjoy it more, I guess, because I do quite a lot of clubs there, but Tom does a fair few too. Yes, it is. I find because it's quite bitty, you don't feel overwhelmed doing it, which is really nice. I can kind of just concentrate on one thing. Oh wow, AJ, good luck. I've seen lots of people on YouTube preparing for university. Still don't know what I would, whether I want to go. I probably will, but what I would want to study or anything, but I'm quite a way off, so I don't have to worry too much about that yet. What are you studying? Okay, so I'm going to bring in some of the grey now. Tom, would you mind turning it down a bit? Oh, wow. Oh, does he, Natalie? Yes, yes, I'm proud. Lovely. Well, yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I think it's so annoying at school when, you know, we do that PHSE and stuff and they say, yeah, you need to start thinking about your careers. What would you like to do? What do you want to do for, what is it? Oh my God. Can't even remember now. The work, I can't remember the work week we have at school. I still don't really know. And yeah, so I have absolutely no idea. I think that's kind of nice though as well. Oh, same as me then, Natalie. So I'm year 10 and 14 and I will be 15 in November, but yeah, I just feel like year 10 is obviously the year before GCSEs for us, and it is more kind of that hammering in of, you know, each lesson is important now and, you know, you really need to try hard, and it is difficult some days. Ninth grade, yes, yeah. I have to say, once the first full week's over, then you get into that routine, and then you start to realise which days you like and which ones you don't like, and which teachers you like and which ones you
thoroughly despise.
Yes, which ones you don't like as much. And I had a fair number last year. Yeah, it is, and I think knowing that everything is still very important, but it's still that year away, makes it quite hard because, oh, now I've got the light flooding in, there we go. You know, you've still got to work so hard, but then it's almost, you're still getting the grades out of it, but at this moment, the grades don't mean anything in the sense that, yes, you're still getting them on a piece of paper, you're still getting praise and stuff, but it's not counting towards your GCSE, unless of course it's coursework, which I do have for music and art. But yeah, it is difficult. Okay, so I'm going to start going in now with gel pens and stuff on these two. Now I can't remember what I use. Let's see, I use gold, a pink, a white gel pen. I'm going to give my Posca a go. And what else? Oh, a silver. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I'm just gonna randomly start fitting stuff in. I have an idea of where I want some things to go. These metallic markers by Crayola have been a lifesaver, seriously. Those would have taken me so much longer if I'd used a silver gel pen. It's just little things like that that are great because it's so much thicker. I mean, it doesn't give exactly the same effect of the normal gel pen, but it definitely is similar, and to me it's still the silver, so it's all that matters really. And then I'm going to try and not use any more gel pens, just because I feel like I don't want there to be too many different ones. So this silver gel pen is a Slicky Pentel 08, and I actually got that in America, but it's quite a lot thinner than my Signo. Even though the Signo says it's 1, I find it's really good for small details, and then just doing larger areas with the Signo is better. Oh, there's this amazing documentary. I don't think you'll be able to get it where you are. I'm not sure if it's on the internet or anything, but it's called Rise of the Nazis, and it's on, was it on BBC? I watched it on Catch Up, but I think it was shown on the BBC. Oops, I forgot to do something. And it's because basically the thing with history at the moment, we're at this point where in year 9 we covered 1918 to 1929, and I think the course goes from 1918 to 1939, so we've got 10 more years to cover on this topic. And I don't know exactly, but I think we're coming into the exact point at which we're learning about the rise of the Nazis and how Hitler grew in power. We've done a bit about him, but I think it is at that point now where we're doing that, which is really exciting because it's the sort of thing I'm into. So I watched this documentary and I've taken lots of notes and things, and it's really helped me actually. So hopefully if we do start learning about that, I will already have a head start, which will make it so much easier because there's so much content to learn for history that I just think knowing a bit beforehand will help. But that was the first part was politics. So I think there's 3 episodes, and the first one has only been uploaded onto the iPlayer and has only been shown. But I'm really looking forward to watching the other ones. He wasn't he? I just think, I mean, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but at the start of the episode and how other people were being so horrible to him, you almost feel sorry for him, you know, the way he was treated sometimes. But then in the end, the stuff he did afterwards, when he regained his power after the fall of the Nazis, was just awful. So, you know, it's just, I mean, in some respects, it's incredible how he managed to, you know, at some points in the episode, you were like, oh yeah, I feel so bad for him. And then at some points you were just like, how could he do that? But it was amazing. So I don't know what the other 2 are about, but I'm really looking forward to them. So I've got that to look forward to. But the other topics we're doing history, I mean, I'm still looking forward to them. But this is definitely my favourite topic. But the other ones we're doing, we've got so we basically have this one, which is kind of like the modern history stuff, the stuff closer to our time. Then we go from what is it, 1250 to present day on medicine. So we do all of that, which actually will be quite interesting, going chronologically through time and learning about how medicine changed. I'm quite looking forward to that because I really liked it when we did this topic in year 5 about crime and punishment and what medicines they used that were supposedly you know, good for you if you had something horrible onto you. And actually I just find that interesting, so I'm hoping we're going to do some stuff like that. you know, when they had the Black Death and stuff, and things that they thought were good at solving their problems, that they just weren't helpful at all. But yeah, they were actually interesting things. And then we have 3 papers, so that's 2 of the papers. So we have the medicine and then the Nazi Germany. And then the second paper is 2 shorter topics. So we have the Anglo-Saxons, which my mum said she found really boring. And I have to say, I'm not, it's my least favourite topic, but it's history. So I think, you know, I'll still like it. And I love my teacher this year, so hopefully she'll make it interesting. And then the other one is the American West. So I'm looking forward to that, because I guess with those topics, I don't really know much about them. So it's all going to be new, which is good. Okay, the only annoying thing now is that I have put the gel pen down, so it's going to smudge if I do any more until it's dry. So I think what I'm going to do is break off from this and wait for that to dry. The only other thing I could do is colour the other way, but then it's going to be upside down for you. So, Natalie, I literally have no idea. So the stuff that I'm thinking, so I picked music, fine art and history as my options, but I love maths as well. So I would either go down the route of going to an art college if I felt that that's what I would want to do. It's really hard to do well though in art, and I don't know whether I want it as a career or whether I just do it seriously, but just for fun. Then I could go down the route of going to a music college or that, which would probably be my top choice. But then I do love art and I'm enjoying history. So if I was to just go to college and, you know, if I did go to music college and still study other things, I would probably do music, history and maths. It's just really difficult at the moment. I don't know. I guess it'll become easier once we go through the year a bit and I get used to the subjects more. So what I'm thinking of doing, guys, is just adding a bit of white gel pen to some areas, leaving it to dry, and then trying out some gouache in my Tomislav Tomic book, and then I'll come back to this because I would love to give that a go. So I'm going to give this Posca pen a go. I have had trouble with my Posca pen in the past, but actually this was good. And Tammy suggested shaking it a lot and then putting it onto paper, which I've tried before, but not as vigorously as I have done. Okay, that is working better. It's still not, I still find it is a bit watery compared to things, but that may just be me. What I'm going to do is try and draw some snow in, but I think that's probably just going to make it look a bit odd. I may have to go over that, but I could do, couldn't I, Adri? I have thought about actually doing music teaching seriously like that, because obviously I do my teaching at the moment, but it wouldn't be something I would continue once I would leave school at this point, because obviously when I go to university and stuff I can't teach it, but if I was to be a teacher and teach music or maths as just as the one subject, I would want to do it at a secondary school, purely because I think, especially working in a secondary school, maybe that's I go to just an ordinary secondary school, but I would personally like to work in maybe a bit of a more deprived area, just so that I feel like I'm helping more. There was actually a teacher at my mum's school who left because she was bored because everyone was just so well behaved, and I would like to be somewhere where I'm challenged as a teacher if I was to do it, because I feel like it just you know you can overcome these challenges, and then it will become easier. And I just think that would be quite fun to do if I went down the teaching route. So I am gonna get my book. Okay, so let's just move this to the side. I'm going to leave that to dry. So this book I'm planning on maybe working kind of in order, but oh, that sounds amazing, AJ. That would be really beneficial as well. I was thinking of starting right at the beginning, but I think I'm going to put some gouache down for this page. This is literally the most simple page, but they're just so detailed. I think this is a great place to start. So I'm just gonna get my gouache and everything, and I will put a bit down. Just move these to the side. Okay, let me just grab it. Realise my palette is very messy. I haven't cleaned it, but I can use these wells here, and that's fine. And this blue acrylic actually just stuck, so I can just paint that over. There's also some acrylic here that has dried, which I haven't washed off, but I think it looks kind of nice having a bit of dried paint on it. It shows that it's been used. So I'm thinking of doing the traditional red mushrooms. If that's okay with you, I'm going to turn it my way so that I can see it properly. Even with a picture like this, it's still quite detailed and fiddly, and I would hate to ruin it straight away. So I'm thinking of doing all my swatches here, and this is the Arteza gouache. Okay. Oh, this is tricky. I think I'm going to do an ochre yellow colour for one of them, one type of the mushroom, and then do a couple of red ones. Traditional red, and for that I think I'm going to use vermilion. So I just need to try find the yellow ochre. Some of these are really hard to find. I don't like taking them all out. Just because they get everywhere and they're more easily contained. It's also confusing because some of the pearlescent ones look exactly like the colour that the actual one would be. Ah, there we go, yellow ochre. And then I think I'm going to try and pick out the colour for the stalks, and I know already what I want to use for that. So I think I'm going to go with it is Natalie, and I was going to get Drum and Banger, but because it's double-sided, it's so detailed, and I know you get way more pages with that, but for someone who's new to his work and it being so detailed, for me personally, I found that getting this one is so much easier because they're all one-sided apart from a couple, and it's much more condensed. You can see, you don't get distracted by stuff on the other side, and I think this page especially is a good starting point for me. So I'm thinking of doing toffee and then latte brown. mixing them together and adding some white. Two, but there's another. There's quite a few other streamers on, I think. Because I'm subscribed to me, but I can't see who else is streaming. Oh my god, where's the other white? There we go. And I might as well. Yes, I mean, I don't know why. We've just never really been into Game of Thrones, and I'm not sure why.
We don't have.
That's true, but I'm sure we could still find it somewhere. Might get the box sets and stuff. But yes, I knew he had his illustrations in there actually, and lots of people enjoy colouring that. I'm going to pick a colour out for the green, it's just easier, and I'm going to do the traditional thing that I love doing, if I can actually find the sage green. There we go. Okay, so they are the colours I'm going to start off with, apart from one more. So for the stalks, I am using the toffee and the latte brown, but I want the taupe so that I can go over, that's tan, so that I can do the underneaths of them. So I've never really done watercolouring in a colouring book before, because I've never, basically once I start using a medium in one book, I just kind of stick to it. So if I've started with pencils, I usually just use pencils. But this book, I am just going to use watercolours or gouache, and then maybe having touches of the pencil to, just touch it up a bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. But I'm trying to use my gouache as much as possible, because I would love to have a book that is just the gouache. So what I'm going to do is use my Pro Art brushes, and I'm asking for another set that has flat tipped brushes. Oh, hang on. That's gone somewhere.
You lost the pen.
No, I haven't lost the pen. I've lost the plastic lid thing. It doesn't matter though. Yes, yeah. Hi, Tammy. I'm great, thank you. How are you? Yeah, water pencils do scare me a bit too. I'll show you it. Here we go. So I won Nikki's giveaway, and I have done a picture in the Magical Fairies book, and I did a base of watercolour, sorry, not watercolour, the Inktense pencils, and a couple of Neocolours, but it was basically Inktense, and then I just used a few of these gel pens that I got, and various things, but I hardly use pencil at all. And I actually was quite happy with it. I have always been, especially on, I guess, thinner paper like this, I've been quite scared of if it will turn out or not, but I'm really happy with how this turned out, and because it's one-sided as well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, lovely, Tammy. I have got some super colours, but again, I never really use them as watercolour pencils apart from on postcards and things. So I think it's great that I'm getting into the habit now of trying to use them more in my colouring books. I am just going to go and, yes, Adri, I just love watercolour pencils because you can still get the vibrant colours just colouring, but then they're even more amazing when you have water to them. I'm just going to go and refill my water cup. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So I've just refilled my water cup. Do you not, Tammy? I have seen them open stock. You can get them, and I've never really looked at them, and I absolutely love them. I think many people do. Is it suddenly? It seems like it's got a lot darker. Maybe that's because I've just come in. So I'm going to begin with the red, and all I do with my gouache is try and make it as runny as possible, but still keeping the, I don't want it so watery that it just completely wets the page. Hopefully, because it's a very lovely thick paper, it will be okay. Hi, Pam. But yeah, I'm hoping this paper doesn't buckle, because I would love them to stay really nice and flat. However, I could just dunk loads of books on top of it and then it would still flatten out in the end. But I'm going to see how this goes. This is one of the first times that I'm watercolouring in a, well, gouaching, I guess, in a colouring book. So I'm going to leave the tops of these mushrooms white, because I'm just going to use pencil for that. And I think I'm going to have to go in with a smaller pencil to do that. A smaller pencil, a smaller brush. For this bit, because it's quite tricky. I've actually found that I've been using this gouache a lot. I absolutely love it. And I think it's great that I'll be using it more. The only thing that does scare me a bit is obviously if I go really badly out of the lines, there's no chance of me really being able to get rid of it. So that brush is really nice and thin. Yes, I do find the Inktense were good because you could just layer and it wouldn't interfere with anything. Then again, it also made it harder because you did have to be absolutely sure where you were putting everything. With this gouache, it's quite nice because you can be versatile with it, and I prefer it to watercolour because you can get it as thin as watercolour, but then it's almost, if you still want it really opaque, you hardly need any water. The thing I'm wondering is, they've got watercolour pencils and all of that, but if they can do watercolour pencils and Inktense pencils, why haven't they tried doing acrylic pencils? I know you probably couldn't because you'd have to get it a certain way that without any water it's really opaque. But yeah, I wonder why they haven't tried that. The other thing I like about the gouache is that it dries really quickly. Yes, exactly. I just had to touch the paper with the Inktense in it. It worked amazingly. So yeah, see that red is already dry, which is amazing. So I'm just going to do the red.
Looks nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, we've got Strictly to catch up on.
Oh yeah.
Show.
When do you want to watch it? Because I don't really.
We'll watch it a bit later. How long are you going to stream for?
I don't know. Oh, sorry, I am. I'll move it up. I forgot that the camera was weird. I've done a bit more on my page, but because I had the gel pen stuff, I was waiting for it to dry. So I thought I'd try out my
What's this note? Which book's this?
Then there's books. Yeah, the other one by Thomas Hampton.
Are you going to do it all over wash?
I'm going to base it, or as much as I can, with the wash and touch it up with pencil. But what I might do, sorry, I'm talking about my mum, guys. I might use watercolour and gouache in some pages, or use ink tents or something.
And are you going to go over these in white?
Yes, yeah, and then or maybe even with white gouache because it's really opaque. Yeah. But with these tops, I'm not doing anything, so I'm just going to do a bit of a shadow and then leave. So some things I'll leave, and then but I'm doing some red ones, and then like these ones are going to be a yellow ochre colour, like a brown one. Oh, for you. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
They say hi to you.
Hello. 6:30, is that too?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's fine because I normally stream for about an hour and a half anyway, so yeah, that's fine. Right, do you mind closing the door because it's quite cold? Thanks. Okay. So, actually, bearing that in mind with my stream next week, if I get to do it, it may be later, so I think I will probably do. So we're going to the cinema to watch Yesterday, but I think we'll probably be back like when my stream time would be over. So what I'm thinking of doing is just doing a bit of a later stream, or doing it maybe on the Saturday instead, but I know other people stream, so I'll just play it by ear. But hopefully I'll get to stream at some point next weekend, so it may not be at my original time. But bearing that in mind, what would you like to see next week? Because I can either colour a page that I am just currently working on at that time, or I can work on this again and save this specifically for the stream, or I can work on the Romantic Country again and save that. So it's totally up to you guys, because you know you're the ones joining the stream. So whatever you want to see, just let me know. Where else do I want to put? Yes, I am, Tammy. I love her channel. I watch it a lot. This one, Natalie, do you want me to? So I can, it's totally up to you guys. I wish I had the feature to do a poll, but I can't yet because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Okay, I'm going to switch to my other brush. Pam, this is Spruxjespos. I'll see if I can put the cover on without messing it up. Spruxjespos by Thomas Lavatomic. It was Villain San. Tammy, if you go on her Instagram, see, I can still access Instagram even though I don't have it. She announced the winner. I think one of them was some Laurie C, and so she won the 60 set, and I don't know who won the 24 set. I entered those giveaways, but I kind of think I have no chance because loads of people enter. But yeah, she didn't do an announcement video, which I think maybe has confused some people. Okay. I've been using my brushes so much that they're some of the hairs are coming off. Oh God, yeah, Pam, well, I got this really recently and I was going to get Drum and Banger purely based because it had so many pages and I loved the pages in both of the books. But as I was saying before, the pages, having them double-sided was so daunting, but because most of these are one-sided, there are a couple of double-page spreads, but it just makes it a whole lot less daunting if it's one-sided, and I approach it better. Oh, okay, Tammy. Cool. Just figuring out where I want the colour to be. The thing I love with paints is that you can just take it quite slowly. I find it's really relaxing doing all of these like base coats and things. I think it's nice that the Game of Thrones book is, includes his work. I wish he had more books, actually, because I know he does those little pocket ones. I think there was the Walk Through Paris one or something like that. Yeah, so this one, so Pam, do you have, what's it called? Do you have Zemlya Nova, or do you have, oh sorry, you said you had Drum and Banger. So Drum and Banger, so obviously that's the Dutch edition of his book, of his Croatian book. So the way they did that one was just as a normal colouring book would be, where you have normal double-sided images, double-sided paper. This one, because they wanted to still keep their paper and everything, but they wanted it to kind of look as thick as his other books, they decided to do it single-sided, but just with the double-sided pages next to it. So you'll see here, so this is a single-sided page because there's nothing on the other side. But then when you turn it, there's a single-sided page, and this is kind of where it begins. But then you go to a double page spread and the double page is just there. So it's slightly different in the sense that when you do have a double page, the page before doesn't have its own page. It's not like Joanna's Christmas, for example, where she has a blank page on each side. So it is slightly different. So you couldn't, well, you could if you wanted to, but marker, for example, you couldn't use on this page because it would go through to the double. So the way it's laid out is slightly different, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference to me anyway. So yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous books, and the reason I had never got one was just because I was so detailed, and this was kind of before I had got watercolour, or gouache at least, and thinking, yeah, what would I use in those books? They are gorgeous, Tammy. Okay, so I'm going to move to the yellow ochre now. So that's the other colour that I'm using for the mushroom. And I think I like the shade just as it comes. The good thing with having this set is that it's absolutely lovely not really having to mix, because most of the watercolour sets that I have, or my mum had, and I now use kind of 24 sets, and you spend a lot of time mixing rather than actually painting. But then I guess it's lovely because you get used to the mixing and then you can do lots with what you have. I'm just going to turn it over and see if I've got any buckling or anything. No, that feels absolutely smooth. There's no, I've used lots of water, like quite a lot of water, and there's nothing. That is lovely. I absolutely love that. I'm going to go back and do a bit more of the red because I realise I've just missed a bit, but I'll do that after the yellow ochre. Okay, so this paper is lovely for the watercolours too because it's just so smooth, and having that initial lay down as well makes colouring over it so much easier. Okay. Oh, hang on, I need my thinner brush. Let me just switch them. Oh, am I? I'm looking at the camera thing on a different device. It seems to be okay, but then again there's the lag, so just okay, Tammy, no worries. You guys let me know if it goes crazy too, because I never know with this sort of thing. What with the camera being above me. So this is quite fiddly with this bug on top. Oh my gosh, okay. It doesn't matter too much because I'll probably end up doing this a bit darker anyway, but gosh, this is tricky. Okay. Okay, do I need to, oh, I do need to do a bit more. So yeah, I forgot to do these bits for the red, so I'm going to go back and do that. This is quite, I'm really enjoying doing this page as kind of an introduction to his very detailed work, so it's nice just having this to slowly go into. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the red. Okay, there's just some bits I missed and oh my gosh, okay, there we go. So, which books are you guys currently working on? I've got quite a few things going on at the moment. I am working on the September page in the flower year, and I'm working on a page in Schematige, the one that I started actually on the video with my cousins, and I haven't done any more since then, which I really need to get back to that one because it's just so simple. But I'm hoping to finish that soon because that's a fairly quick one. And then, what else do I have? I swear I had another one. Oh, and then of course I have the Romantic Country one, which I'm doing. And then I really want to start a page in the Ink House, but I want to finish at least one of my whips first before I do one, just so that I don't have too many. I'm dying to colour in that book. But I think I'll try and finish up the schematised one. So I finished the Magical Fairies one today, so that was good. Finishing that one. Oh, lovely. I don't have seasons, but I have flipped through it quite a few times, and I think I vaguely know which one it is, Adri. What's she using on it? I don't know if I want to go in with... What did we say these colours were? Oh, I need my colour palette. Oh, lovely, Natalie. I really need to get back to that. Yeah, I really do. Okay, so I have the Latte Brown and the Toffee. Can't even remember what is. Okay, I was going to use those for the yeah, and then for the underneath, so I was going to use the taupe. Okay, so let's use the taupe. Oh, that's cool, Adri, yeah. I do basically just use pencils. I need to do quite a few videos though. Oh, lovely. Ganzo Tambi in Neo too. Sounds great. I would love to hopefully get all these videos up very, very soon. So I've got a chalk pastel background video that I think Susan asked me to do. Is it Susan? Let me check. No, Angie C asked me to do the chalk pastel background, and then I've got a beginner's colouring kit for just £25 that I have filmed, which I'll be uploading. So basically it's if you're a beginner and you would just needed to spend £25 to get everything you needed to start, here's what I would get, kind of thing. Oh wow, Tammy. Lovely. All these amazing books. So yeah, I'm going to get that uploaded soon. Then there is what else did I want to do? Oh, so my essential colouring supplies. So all of the tools that I use, like my rubber things and various sharpeners and gel pens and things like that, I'm going to show. And then also I'm just doing a beginner's guide to colouring in general. So I'm going to show how I blend and layer and shade, because Auntie Lynn wanted that video, and also Susan asked if I could do that too. So we have quite a few videos coming. The background, I find with that book, AJ, actually, because there's quite a lot of room for backgrounds, I do struggle sometimes thinking of what to do. Okay, so this taupe's come out a bit lighter than what I was going to do, but I actually quite like it. You may not be able to see it very well, but it still hasn't warped the page. So I think I'm probably going to do this French grey colour. I'm going to probably leave these bugs. Oh, lovely, Tammy. That sounds cool. Here. I'll probably do the stalks after. I want to do a different colour. I'll do the green. So that's a bit more exciting. So we're going to catch up on the Strictly launch show tonight. We missed it yesterday because we were at some friends. But I'm really looking forward to that. Although I don't know about you. Oh, do you, Tammy? Well, I love colouring mushrooms. I don't really, they're in a lot of my colouring books, but I never seem to colour them enough. I don't know. I absolutely love colouring them. I love a show that we have here called Made in Chelsea, and Jamie Lang was going to be on Strictly, and he had to pull out because he had an injury. So, yeah, he's not going to be in the show, and that would have been funny, but I'm still looking forward to it. There are quite a few people that I vaguely know this year, actually. I think there are some that I know more than others, but yeah, I do know quite a few people, so that's good. Yeah, sometimes I just leave the backgrounds. I just feel that it's enough. Like, I'm probably not going to do a background on this because I want it. To be honest, I don't think I'll do backgrounds on any of these pages, but we'll see. Okay, the green that I'm going to do now is a mixture between sage green and lime green, and I love doing this green colour because it's not too vivid and neon like the lime green, but then it's not too pale either. And I just mix the two together. I have slightly more of the sage green than the lime. But I absolutely love it. And I use it all the time. And these gouache colours have lasted me a while. The only problem is that I'm going to be really sad when one of them runs out, because I'm not going to be able to just buy it individually. Okay, let me just water this down a bit. Okay, sorry, you probably can't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to water it down a bit. Okay, I'm going to need my thinner brush. No, Tammy, not the stalks, the tendrils, the leaf bits. I'm going to do the stalks in a brownish tan colour. I could have done the stalks in green. That would have looked very interesting. But no, I'm trying to do it as traditionally as I think it's meant to look, but I honestly don't know. I'm going to be starting my autumn pictures very soon. So I don't have paper behind this, but I'm hoping it won't matter. I just don't want to go on the screen onto the next page, but I should be fine. I find with detailed things like this, it's so much easier using the smaller brush. I mean, it takes more time, but it's much easier. Yeah, same, Adri. Yeah, I think I have got quite a few pictures that I like to do in the Rita Berman book, but a book that I haven't worked in for a while is Botanicum by Maria Troll, and I think she has quite a few pictures in there. But we will see. I need to go through my my books if you would like, and I did do it for my for spring, but I could do a video showing what I might, like the autumn pages I might colour over the period, so just giving an overview of what I might colour. If that is something you'd like, let me know, because I can do that. I mean, I love colouring the Halloween pictures, but I'm not, I mean, we don't really celebrate Halloween much in our house. I mean, we always used to do the trick-or-treating and stuff, but I am still really excited to colour some of the pictures because some of them are so cute. I'm not so into the scary Halloween ones, but I love the cute ones. I think I'm going to leave these leaves here and do them a pink colour or something, just so that everything's not green. I think the pink would go well with the red. I thought there was going to be more actually, so it's nice. Okay, there we go. Okay, I will try and film that fairly soon because I know we're going into the autumn period, but I'm going to try and get those videos up because I filmed one of them. I just need to do the others. Hopefully I won't get too much homework this week with it being the first week. Because I guess then it's useful for people to know what pictures there actually are in books that you might not have realised. And obviously there'll be pictures that I colour in September and October that aren't always autumny. But quite a few will be. So I'm going to be on for another 15 minutes or so. Okay, thanks guys. Yeah, I will do that. Wow, so I thought there was more green, but that's nice actually. Like that amount. Right, I am going to go back to these stalks and I want them to be, I mean, I've got the toffee here and the latte brown, but I don't want I want the stalks for the different mushrooms to be slightly different to each other. Oh, I've got this annoying one that won't open. There we go. Got it. Oh, that's gone everywhere. Okay, I'm going to try and add the latte brown to that taupe because I don't want it fully brown because I don't really like it fully brown. Let's see. And another one. Some of these just decide to stick if you don't use them. There we go. Okay, so the toffee colour is quite a bit darker. But I do still really like it. Let's see if I can mix them. You can probably just see the palette, but I don't think you can see me mixing the colours together. Okay, I'm going to try and add a bit more of the taupe because I like how that's muted it a bit. Sorry that you can't see this, just bear with me a minute. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, I'm just going to mute that a bit. And then just do the taupe, not the taupe, the toffee. And I'm actually going to add some of the taupe to the toffee too, because it's almost like a white, but not as light as that. Yeah, I'm going to do this first colour. Okay. So this is actually probably going to be quite similar to the taupe colour, but when I do go over with pencil, the stalk is going to be more of a brown colour. Well, I say stalk, the stalk of the mushroom. And then the inside will probably be more of a French grey colour, so I'm hoping that's how it will turn out. They do look quite similar at the moment, but they shouldn't be when it's finished. I need to clean this palette out. It's very messy. Okay. So this is getting quite detailed now at the bottoms and just having to be a bit careful with where I'm going. The great thing about this though is that even though I'm not using a water brush, you hardly need to reapply a brush with paint or water or anything. It's great. So all of the red mushrooms are going to have this brown colour just because it's the colour I want to do the majority of them in. And then the ochre ones are going to have the other one. It's still really nice and smooth. I'm really impressed with this paper. Yeah, so what I'll probably do next week on my stream is either carry on with this or Romantic Country off camera, and then I'll come and do more of probably both of them, but I'll work on them a bit more off camera, and then yeah, I'll probably just leave them there on that third part. So These shapes are so easy to do when they're away from everything else. Let me see if I can just get rid of those little bits where I went out the line there. Ah, that's basically gone. That's great. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do the other colour. Which is also very similar, but as I said, when I go over with the pencil, they will look different. Just got paint on my arm. There we go. So you probably won't be able to tell much of a difference looking at it through the screen. I absolutely love this brush, and it's not actually a Pro Art one, but it's still a very good quality brush. Okay, so I'm just finishing this off. All these tricky. Okay, there we go. Okay, so they're finished now. So, oh, thanks so much, Natalie. Thank you. I'm going to leave it there today. I have basically done all of the gouache apart from a couple of bits, which is actually great. So I think what I'm going to do is work more on the Romantic Country off camera, and then finish up the gouache on this. I might actually just like do the bodies of these bugs, and then leave the legs because it's just so fiddly. I'm leaving these bits white anyway, and then I'll just do the butterfly and these leaves. But yeah, I will then maybe come back to this with the pencil and stuff as well next week. So I'll try and work on those a bit more off camera. I'll just twist it around for you. But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed joining me tonight. It's been really fun. You're welcome, Natalie. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I really appreciate anyone who joins, because obviously, yeah. Oh, hi, Bea. Thank you. You too. Yeah, thanks, everyone. And I will see you soon in either videos that I upload or hopefully sometime next weekend. Okay. Bye, everyone.